Hi, so just a quick video to show you how to quickly set up some OCR and code reading on our Verisens application suite with our Verisens smart camera. So here you can see a medicine bottle of sorts with a 2D data matrix code on, some batch code information, a manufacturing date and also an expiry date. And often we get asked the question, can you, number one, check that it's there, and also check that it's legible and says the right information. So first of all, of course, the camera is set up to be able to see the product correctly, lit correctly, etc., etc. So to go into the program, we go to add. Always advisable to put a part location in, whether it be the outline of the tub itself or a feature that's on the label itself. But let's just dive straight into the identification and OCR elements of the job. So we've got a data matrix code here. So on the adding new feature, we go to identification and add matrix code tool. Click OK. And we simply just put a box around the code, and it automatically detects what it is and what the characters are. GS1 data matrix code, it detected it on teach, and that's the information that's stored within the code itself. If you wish to do pass or fail on whether the information that's read is correct and this is the correct one, you can simply just put that in as the expected code, or physically type out the expected code within this box area here, and then it will give pass or fail for the code reading. So okay, that was nice and easy. That's all done. Now we can move on to the OCR part. So again, we go to Tools, Add, and Identification, and let's go for Text. And we can select, just by drawing a box around it, the information we want to read and what the code information is. And in this case, it is just numerical information, so we can automatically, the sensor detects what the red numbers are, and it says 514448. If I just move the box away, you can read that that is correct straight away. So it's picked that up, no problems really. Again, just like with the barcode data matrix read, if that's what you expected to read and you want all the rest to read that, we can simply put that in as our pass fail to say, I expect to read this, this is what has been read. They match, give us a pass. If they don't match, give us a fail. We also have here the opportunity to check what kind of text type we want to read. In this case, it was just numerals because it was a batch number. But if you know what sort of format it comes in, you can select the correct one, or put a mask in and just to say what is the information. And you can see the legend key here tells you what those are. And it automatically picked up that this was 7 digits, sorry. And it's picked those up. So we can do it in that format also. Right. You can see that if I just zoom in, the text, although it's read it very well, maybe not as clear as you want it to be. So what we can do is increase and decrease the thresholds, and you can see what influence it makes on the text reading. So I've just made it bad just so you can see what influence it makes. You can see it's green and reading there. Now decrease it, it's still green and reading there, but also it helps us with the definition of what it can be seen. You can guide the tool after it's already guessed what it is. So in this case, it is telling us that it's dark on bright. That is correct. The text is dark ink on a bright background. There's no mirroring or anything like that. If we're still not happy with the definition of what we can see here, we've got the opportunity to remove some small characters using this filtering, but there isn't any on this occasion. And again, if I show you what adjustment can be done on the font weight on detection, so it's picked it up here. I'm just making it bad on purpose. You can see that the string does not match anymore. If I go the other way, what happens to the removal of that text and what's actually being read. So it's starting to read it here. That's where we are here, and you can see the numbers quite clearly are being read. And that's that setup. That will now read that batch number and give us a pass or fail if it matches this. Okay, let's add the others. So identification, text, okay. And now let's read this manufactured date, and you can see it's picked it up straight away as 05/2017. It's guessed that it is number slash and then 4 numbers, which is exactly what it is. If I wanted to fool it or make it look incorrect, if I wanted to change that 0 to an O, I can put that as A, and now you can see it's reading 05/2017, but it guessed it was correct and it was a 0. Just to show you what errors can be made on an auto teach, but it picked it up correctly this time, no problem. Again, if that's what we expected to see and what we expect to see for this batch, this date is the manufacturing date of this, we can do pass or fail by putting in the expected value. And again, we can play around with the weighting and the threshold of the characters and the other bits of information here. So yeah, that's again ready to be used. I'll just zoom out again. And now I can add the final text line here. Okay. And I can put in this expiry date. And again, it's picked it up correctly, exactly what it is. It's picked up the format as date, month, year. And there you can see it there. If that's what I expected to see and it's correct. The definition of the characters is very good, quite clear, works very well, no problems there. Okay, and you can see now the program has been set up to read a Datamatrix code and 3 pieces of text information: the batch number, the manufactured date, and also the expiry date here. Now, often people just don't want to have pass or fail on these criteria. They also want to take the string of information out. And we can do that using the interfaces here. So if I go to configure interfaces and then go to the output process interface, I can then select the string of information I want to output. So in this case, say if I want to put the text out, I just simply select that, and now you can see that batch number is coming out there. If I also want to do the other pieces of string information, the other text there, you can see the date code has come out here, the manufactured date, and then the expiry date, and then if we also want to output what the data matrix code has read. Now if I want to split this information up or add a bit of information to the start of the string or the end of the string and separate them into a format that your PLC will understand, you can put in whatever you like, for example. So if you want to start the string off with AA, for example, you can see it inputs AA here. If I want to separate them by some semicolons, I can do that. If I want to put an end character in of E, for example, you can see now what the string will look like when it's sent to the PLC. That's essentially it. We then just activate the device and it's happy to go. Thank you.